Hello all and welcome back to Forex Talk, episode 4. It's part 2 of the double bottom, double top that we discussed yesterday. But I want to show you an alternative risk strategy. So if we remember yesterday, I asked everyone a question, are you going to adjust your stop loss? Now, unfortunately, not everyone's access to a laptop or computer all day, depending on their day-to-day job. So adjusting their stop loss to make their trade break even or take profit at 1% if it comes back, things like that, you don't really have the option to do it. Plus the fact that even if you have a laptop by your side every day, your day-to-day job might not give you the time to look at a chart on a regular basis. You're just going to set a trade in the morning, look at it every now and again, and if you don't see the trade, you're not going to take it. But let's say, for example, you see a trade. You want to be able to get the higher gains, but you won't have time to adjust your stop loss if it starts moving off in your direction. So let's look at the trading strategy I want to put in place today. I won't go through the trade example that I marked out. Look back in episode 3 to see how I got this. But in episode 3, all I put down was a 1:3 risk reward trade. Very simple, and went through a few examples of that strategy. But today I've opened 3 trades at the same point in time. So at this candle close, I've opened 3 trades, a 1:3, a 1:6, and a 1:10. Now you have 2 options when you're opening this trade. Depending on how much risk you want to take, you can risk 1% between all 3 and say roughly 33% risk per trade you've opened. And if all 3 trades hit profit, your total gain at the end of it will be 6.3% for that one trade. If you risk 1% per trade, that's 3% total, your gain at the end of it will be 19%. But you're opening yourself to more risk. So obviously the first example I said was pretty basic, 1% per trade, 6% gain, quite great. But you need a 1-10 trade to take profit, or to take that full profit. If your trade, for example, starts off here, you hit the 1:3, you have 3% profit, but then it comes back down to stop loss, you've essentially lost 1-2 trades. So you could have gained, say, risk it here, you've gained 1% total here, and you've lost 0.3% here. Your total gain at the end of this is 0.3%. So you're still walking away with a profit. If the second trade takes profit as well, that's 3 and 6, 9, divided by 3, so roughly 4.5% profit at that point, I think you're taking. But you obviously lose this trade, so you're back down to approximately 4%, I'm going to say, roughly. There is a chance that all 3 trades lose. You have to be aware of that. But this example shows that 1, 2, 3 trades eventually hit your profit target. So you either 6.3% or 19%, or you can risk 2% per trade, and you gain, what's that, 38% profit off one trade by risking 2%. But you could lose 6% that way as well. So be careful, manage your risk accordingly. Moving on, second trade I marked out in episode 3, that also will hit profit eventually. Trade 3 that I marked out was this one. That didn't make 1:1, so I didn't adjust that. That's a loss straight away. Depending on the risk strategy you took, that could be either 1% loss or 3% loss or greater, depending on your own personal risk. Trade 3, trade 4, I mean, this would hit profit 1:3, 1:6 would have hit profit, 1:10 would not have hit profit. So that's where you need to calculate 1:3, 1:6 taking profit, taking a loss here, and see how that works out for you. Next trade, 1, 2, 3 profits taken. And one more example, 1, 2, 3 profits taken. So for this strategy that I marked out, I took one loss. I took is it 4 or 5 trades profit, depending on my risk. That could have been, say, if I risked 1% between a trade, that's 6 trades. That's 5 trades by 6%. That's roughly 30% for those 5 trades that I hit profit, minus the 1% I lost, roughly 29%. If I risked 1% per trade for each of these trades, that would be 5 by 19, which would be 95% profit, minus the 3% for the trade I lost, 92% profit for those 5 trades. So it multiplies greatly on the profit side, but it will also multiply your losses for everyone you take. So please be careful. Please test it properly. Do a significant amount of back testing with the strategy and every strategy for that matter, and determine what level of risk you're willing to take before moving forward. Any questions? Send me a message on Instagram, TikTok, leave me a comment here on YouTube. Leave comments on any social media platform. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we'll do more videos, different trading strategies, implement this risk management strategy as well, and see how does that play out. If you have any other strategies you want to discuss, bring them forward. We'll review them and let's see if they are profitable or not. Thank you and goodbye.